Poseidon's trident. In the Titanomachy, the 10-year struggle between the Olympian gods and the Titans, Zeus freed 3 Cyclopes from Tartarus. In gratitude, those prodigious smiths forged extraordinary weapons for Zeus and his brothers. They forged the thunderbolt for Zeus, a helm of invisibility for Hades, and for Poseidon, a 3-pronged spear crafted from sacred metals drawn from the depths of the world. The trident was endowed with authority over the waters and earthquakes. When Poseidon drove it into the earth, springs burst forth, mountains split apart, and the ground trembled. If he plunged it into the ocean, the tides answered his will. He could summon storms or calm the sea entirely. Its 3 prongs represented his sovereignty over seas, rivers, and lakes. With these weapons, the Olympians defeated the Titans. Afterward, the 3 brothers divided the universe by lot. Zeus took the sky, Hades the underworld, and Poseidon all the seas and currents of the world. From that moment on, the trident ceased to be merely a weapon and became the supreme symbol of his power as Lord of the Ocean. But not all mythical weapons were born for war. Some emerged to impose order upon the world itself. Ruyi Jingu Bang. Tradition tells that the Ruyi Jingu Bang began as a cosmic pillar in the time of Yu the Great, when devastating floods threatened to swallow the earth. It was shaped from dark iron drawn from the primordial depths of the sea. It was not created as a weapon, but as an instrument to measure, stabilize, and subdue untamed waters. It possessed the ability to alter its size at will, adapting to any current or abyss. In its original form, it was a colossal pillar of black iron, as wide as a barrel and of titanic proportions. 2 golden bands adorned its ends, engraved with its name and its legendary weight, 17,557 pounds. Yet it could shrink to the size of a needle or expand until it seemed to uphold the firmament itself. Indestructible and absolute, it was known as the gold banded staff that obeys your will. In later accounts, it is associated with Yu's feats in controlling the floods, as a symbol of order imposing itself upon chaos. When its mission was complete, it was placed in the underwater palace of the Dragon King Guam, where it remained for centuries until Sun Wukong claimed it as his own in Journey to the West. Gae Bolg. In other traditions, the most feared weapons did not seek balance, but inevitable death. It is said that Bolg Mac Bwain forged the Gae Bolg from the bones of a monstrous sea creature defeated in ancient waters. From those remains emerged a spear destined to carry an unnatural force and a fatal destiny. It later passed into the hands of Skathak, the legendary warrior, who kept it in her training fortress on the Isle of Skye. The spear bore a single point, but upon piercing the body it split into 30 barbs that branched through organs and joints. The wound could not be closed without completely tearing the victim apart. It was not thrown by hand. It was launched with a violent kick from between the toes, rising from below and never missing its mark. Cuchulainn became its most famous bearer after completing his training under Skathak. She entrusted him with the Gae Bolg along with the secret of its technique. He first used it against his foster brother Ferdiad, marking the spear as a sentence of certain death in the Ulster cycle. But some weapons were not born of beasts or oceans. Some descended from the heavens themselves. Durandal. In several versions, Durandal was forged by Wayland the Smith and given to Charlemagne by an angel, destined to protect Christendom. The celestial messenger decreed that only a worthy warrior should wield it. Charlemagne entrusted it to his nephew Roland, the chosen paladin. Durandal possessed an incomparable edge, capable of cutting through rock, armor, and flesh without distinction. In its golden hilt, according to tradition, rested sacred relics of saints, blessed fragments that rendered it unbreakable. It was not merely steel, but a vessel of consecrated power. Roland wielded it at the Battle of Roncesvalles in 778, facing the enemy while the Frankish army retreated. Mortally wounded, he attempted to shatter the sword against a rock so it would not fall into enemy hands. The stone split apart, but Durandal remained intact. That resilience sealed its fame as the supreme emblem of Christian chivalry. And yet, the most celebrated swords were not wielded by paladins, but by kings chosen by destiny. Excalibur. Forged in Avalon by craftsmen of another world, Excalibur belongs to the Arthurian cycle. The Lady of the Lake guarded the sword, keeping it from mankind until the true king of Britain was ready to receive it. No human smith could create it. It was born of magic and supernatural metals. Excalibur shone with its own light, and its blade was unmatched. Yet its greatest power lay in its enchanted scabbard, which prevented its bearer from bleeding no matter how grievous his wounds. Together, sword and scabbard made Excalibur not only a perfect weapon, but a symbol of sovereignty granted by the divine. Arthur received it after breaking his former sword. Merlin led him to a still lake, where an arm clad in white rose from the waters. The lady offered the sword and scabbard, recognizing him as the rightful king. Arthur wielded it throughout his reign, defending the realm and founding the Round Table, his fate forever bound to the gleam of that blade. Gungnir. In the subterranean forges of Svartalfheim, the sons of a Valdi-shaped Gungnir, the supreme spear destined for the All-Father, crafted from sacred metals and dwarven arts. Its tip was engraved with runes that bound it to the law of the cosmos. Across the 9 realms, it became the ultimate symbol of divine authority. Its name, which in Old Norse may be interpreted as the Swaying One, referred to its unstoppable flight. It never missed its mark. The inscriptions did not merely guide its path. They sealed oaths and upheld order among gods and mortals alike. In Odin's hands, it was both a weapon of war and an instrument of judgment. He brandished it to inaugurate the war between the Aesir and the Vanir, casting it as a formal proclamation of conflict. From that moment on, the spear became inseparably bound to his sovereignty. But it was not the only blade shaped by destiny. Another sword would arise to choose its champion, Gram. In the days of the Volsungs, Gram appeared, a sword marked by Odin's design. It was not meant for just any warrior, but to reveal the chosen one. Its blade, adorned with gold, radiated a supernatural brilliance and possessed an edge capable of cleaving rock and armor. Nearly impossible to destroy, its name meant wrath. Not merely a weapon of war, but an instrument of destiny. Odin, disguised as an old man, drove it into the trunk of the tree Barnstock and declared that whoever could draw it forth would be worthy of its power. Many tried and failed, until Sigmund succeeded in pulling it free and wielded it in countless battles. Yet when his time came to an end, Odin himself shattered the blade, proving that even legendary weapons obey the will of the supreme god. Gaia's sickle. Long before swords existed to crown kings or mark heroes, a weapon was forged for rebellion, created with the purpose of overthrowing a god. It was Gaia who shaped the sickle in the age when Uranus ruled the cosmos and kept his own children in subjugation. The earth goddess formed it from adamantine, a divine metal impossible to break. When Uranus imprisoned his offspring in the depths of Tartarus, Gaia entrusted the weapon to her youngest son, Cronus, the only Titan willing to challenge the absolute authority of the Lord of the Sky. The blade was curved, ending in a hook like that of a scythe. It was designed to strike from below upward, meant for ambush, and to cut at impossible angles without direct confrontation. Not even immortal flesh could withstand its edge. Cronus was its first bearer and used it to dethrone his father. When Uranus descended to join Gaia, the Titan emerged from hiding and struck him with a single, devastating slash, castrating the sky god. Uranus fell, his dominion came to an end, and the balance of the universe shifted, ushering in the age of the Titans. From that moment on, the sickle stood as the ultimate emblem of rebellion, a reminder that even gods can be overthrown. If you enjoyed this video, I recommend watching our first video about the most popular legendary weapons, as well as the one covering all mythical Asian weapons in case you think we missed any. See you next time.